Good evening again, folks. As you can see here, there's a lot more that's been done, and if you have 5 minutes, I'll walk you through it. So, what we have, 1 3/4 inch pillow block bearing, handmade offset block, 2 5/16 24 threaded bolts, full thread. This bolt is locking onto this shaft. This bolt is locking onto this bolt. On the other side, which is hard to see, I'll try to spin it, is a 1/2 inch bolt. Come on, focus. 1/2 inch bolt that is also going to lock onto here. Not at this moment. I got to grind a flat on here for it to do it. And as you can see, hopefully see, the flat head of that bolt is flush against the bearing, so it's never going to back out. As you can see, I got one more turn to go on it. So, from looking from this angle, Ken will come down through here and land in between. This tube, this 2x4 tube, the hole in it is threaded, and I opted to put a lock washer and a lock nut and threaded enough to make it through. These 2 holes here in this 2-inch square piece are 1/2 inch through, not threaded. Head of the 1/2 inch bolt, simple washer. The inside hole in this bearing frame, or the block part, is 700 thousandths in diameter, or oval, but the shortest point is 700 thousandths of an inch, just short of 3/4. So, being that this is 1/2 inch, that's basically a 3/4 inch hole in there. Not sure if we can see any of it. No, washer's too big. So what I did was I put in some, what do you call it, basically really thick washers, or a spacer, made out of 2 tubes, one for 5/8 and one that had a 5/8 ID and a 700 ID. OD. It's coming on 11:30, so a little late for me at the moment. So as we walk around, we'll look at the framework first. So down through here, I have 2 1/2 inch bolts, not threaded nuts, but lock washer. This is just for test purposes. If I have a washer, I will put a washer on there, but don't positively need it. But the holes on here for this tube are also threaded. A little added bonus. So, got the left wheel off. Shaft can spin nice and freely on the bearing. Moves nice and smooth. So, onto more of the frame part stuff. This left jaw will be stationary. It will not move at all. And this is just held in, this bar here is just held in with friction at the moment. Just pure friction. Very good guess on hacksawing it. So, once this, going to continue what I'm talking about. So once this gets some mounting spots down here, there we go. This is what I was getting for you. This will go underneath, and it will be on the side of the side of the wood frame. like this, but maybe I could show you better this way. So it'll go on there like this. You know, it's super hard to see. There we go. Need a cameraman to help me almost. So it'll go down like this, and basically, in short, that's what it'll look like. So I'll have this bolted twice to the wood frame. Same on this side. And then this angle iron will sit underneath with a bolt hole. So I'm just trying to mock stuff up in the meantime, just to try to get bolt hole locations and everything. So I had to do some finagling and get everything relatively set up. So if we look down through the top here, maybe get some light in there somehow. Let's try from this angle. There we go. So as you can see, I will turn the shaft, so this will oscillate. This black bar is not going to be in there all the time. This is just for mock-up, just to see like how long of a bar do I really need. And as we get close, now obviously, let me try to get the camera down here good. So obviously this will, yeah, it's just not working. Stick in the same spot. Okay, come on, light. So obviously what I'm hitting here are both jaws, and that's kind of okay. So if I spin the bearing and have it do that on its own, I run into a limitation of it trying to turn. So obviously I know that there's some slop there, but wrong bolts, wrong holes. So if it goes up, pulls up a little bit more, and I try to push everything, of course as you can see at this point it's really, really tight, but as we look back here, so we're tight here on the left on the jaws, but the bearing is still trying to turn. And I will turn the bearing from the back side so you can see here. So it's still trying to turn, and this is actually flexing. So you can see the little bit of a gap down there. So it's actually pulling on that black bar because it's not at the right length, or it just doesn't have the right pivot points, which would be pivot points here. This could be too low. If I have the pivot point up a little bit higher, it should let this go a little bit higher and work out. Again, this is just a trial, and it will actually sort of show you how, roughly how the can crusher would work. Just got a lighting issue here. So it will back up, it will sort of oscillate. It's just the bar I have isn't at the right length. I know I've probably said it about 5 times already. But as you can see on the upstroke, it's real close to the wood, which is just what I want. But as it comes up, again, we meet that limitation of the bar. So I think what you'll have to probably do is put a mounting hole just a little bit higher. Let's see if we can get down here. There we go. Oops. So I'm just trying to hold the tablet in the right spot. So a little mounting hole. Let's try this. See if I can. Okay. Put it in there like this. Leaning the tablet backwards and I couldn't do it right. So I might have to put the mounting hole just up a little bit more, which means I'll have to take this off of the top cross member that's holding it. And as you can see, the gap down here at the bottom is pretty... Sorry about that. I touched the turn off button for the video. So we're back. So still trying to get a good way to hold this good. So when it gets close, it'll obviously get real nice and close, but there's not enough arc to let it be close. Let's see if this will work. To let it be close, I'd like a 1/4 inch, like the size of a pencil. That'd be nice. You know. Let's try this. I'd like a 1/4 inch. Probably right about there. That'd be great. So, in order for that to happen, my guess is the pivot point has to be a little bit higher, or a lot higher. Okay, and we're up. So, from the back side, that's all this stuff is looking. And I did, moments before doing the video, I did notice that if I wanted to put the 14-inch pulley on here, this is 9-inch thumb to finger. Well, there's a problem there. Even at 4.5 inches, I'm hitting this frame. So what I'm going to have to do is take this, move it down here. So hopefully I can still use some of this channel here for maybe this bolt, slide it all the way to its max, or what it can do, and have it to where the 14-inch pulley can clear this, and then I'll remount it up. Also means I'm going to have to get rid of this piece of wood, but it's okay because we're going to have bracing here holding the two parts of the frame together, and basically these will hold it together, and this is already bolted down through nice and solid, so this will hold the top together. And we got the motor down there, one of the drive motors, but it might actually just act as a axle or shaft for me. Going to try to fit 2 pulleys on that motor. I don't know if I can do it, but if I can fit 2 pulleys on there, it'd be sweet. If not, just might have to go with 1 motor and this 3-inch pulley to 14-inch pulley, and then a 3-inch pulley on here, and then this 3-inch pulley will come over to this shaft having a 14-inch pulley. That'll give me 80 RPM. Sorry about that. But if I can get this motor to have a 3-inch pulley and go to that motor with a 4-inch pulley and a 3-inch pulley on the same shaft, then I can knock the RPMs down to 60 RPM. So 20 RPM difference, it's not the end of the world, but 60 RPM and 80 RPM might make a difference of this wobbling out of control or not. I'm not really sure. But like I was saying, the bracing from this, the bracing from this will also reinforce, so I'm going to lose this piece of wood. So it's just held in 2 screws from the top, 2 screws from the side. As you can see here, 2 top, 2 side. That's all it's holding it together. The real bracing will now be this. It'll be nice and good. And of course this is all the infrared counter stuff. Now that like everything is taken off of it, you can actually see down in there. And we'll look at it from this way too. So there's the infrared sensor. Actually reflecting with the light pretty nice. So I had to bore that hole out so there was nothing in front of the infrared sensor. So this is all the wiring stuff from it. So I just kind of have it in here for now. Just some place for it to be. So I've got 2 of those pieces cut up, ready to go. I just got to drill 2 holes in here, 1 in the center. Where these hole locations are is no biggie. This obviously is sort of okay where it needs to go, but I'll make it in the center, and then I'll be able to get a hole spot for that piece. Might be able to use that 1 hole. That's a pre-punched hole, and as you can see the other side doesn't have any hole. So I was able to take one of these pieces here and heck it up with 3 cuts, and the 3 cuts got me this piece, then this one, and that one, and then this one was left over. Not really left over. This was measured up, this one was measured up. The difference between each end, I just kind of split the difference. It didn't really matter how wide these were, just as long as they're wide enough to hold the 1 piece and to have enough room for a bolt on each side. That's it. Alrighty, well, I graciously thank all viewers, every one of them, every one of you that are able to watch the video and like it. Like the video would be great. Can understand if you don't want it added to your liked videos, not a worry. So for now, let me try to get a better shot here. I don't trip over stuff. There we go. So I like to pause so I can get a nice picture so I can edit for a thumbnail. Alrighty. You guys have a good one, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye bye.